In this video, I want to walk through how I'm able to launch a cold email campaign in under 10 minutes. I will show you everything from A to Z, from the list building to market research, to email copywriting, to list verification, to campaign launch. I want to cover the entire A to Z process. However, I want to make it explicitly clear that there are some preliminary tasks that need to be done before launching this campaign. So you do need to perform some tasks, which I will show you in this video. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. So a couple things that you need to do before launching cold email campaigns. The first thing is that you need to have domains and mailboxes to actually send cold emails from. So I am on a website here called Porkbun. What I'm able to do is just purchase domains. So you need to purchase domains. It depends on the sending volume. If you want to get started, you could purchase 10 domains and 20 mailboxes. So for example, my website is rexmedia.io. So rexmedia.io. What I'm able to do is purchase similar domains. So rexmediame.com, rexmediahelp.com, rexmediago.com. The reason I want to do this is because I want to be able to reach out to as many people as possible, and I'm simply not able to do that with my main domain. My main domain can only send a handful of emails because at a certain limit, there's actually a limit. I cannot send more than a certain limit. So I need to buy more domains in order to reach out to more people. The rule of thumb is that you want to basically make it similar to your main domain and then purchase .com or .co domains. These are the ones that are working right now in order to land in the inbox. Once you've purchased your domains, what you want to do is take this to a platform here called Premium Inboxes. It's actually more of a service. Basically what they do is they take the domains that you purchased and then they go ahead and set up the email accounts for you. So essentially, I have the domains already bought. What I can do is put them into this box which says domains. It will ask you, okay, where do you want these domains to be forwarded to? So I can put rexmedia.io. This is my website, because the domains that you purchase, actually, they need to be forwarded to a main domain. And this is where all of the traffic will be forwarded to if they go ahead and put this domain into the Chrome bar or the URL bar. And then I want to tell them, okay, where is my sending platform, right? Because I need to actually send cold emails from a particular software or a particular tool. In my case, I use instantly.ai. You can also use smartlead.ai. These are two of the most popular platforms, you can say, but they will ask you for your login credentials. In this video, obviously, I'm not going to show you what my login credentials are, but basically you need to have the login credentials so that they can actually set up the email accounts. They'll ask you also how many inboxes do you want and all this. I can make an entire video about this, but this is the simple setup process that you need to follow. Assuming you've purchased the domains and mailboxes and you have the tech set up, everything complete, you now want to do the 14-day email warm-up. Now, Premium Inboxes already does this for you. So if you're using a platform like Premium Inboxes, they will actually do the 14-day email warm-up, so you don't have to worry about that. In terms of the sending tool, you have Smartlead or Instantly. I use Instantly. Both of these are really the most popular platforms. You also have Email Bison. I use instantly.ai. All these are pretty good platforms anyways. And then you have your list builder, so Claro Palo. These are the things that you need to do before getting started with the campaign building process, because what I'm about to show you next are the things that you do once you've completed these tasks. I can make an entirely different series or video about this, but I basically wanted to show you the preliminary tasks. Now, without further ado, let's get into the main tasks. So I want to just use an example of this company called PartnerStack. I want to show you a campaign building process live using this company, PartnerStack. Basically, PartnerStack helps software companies get more customers by letting other businesses or creators promote and sell their product. They can basically track who brings in what in terms of the referrals. They have a platform which can do this. Basically, the problem they solve is that running a referral program is very painful if you do it manually. You have to track signups and spreadsheets and all of this. So basically, PartnerStack puts everything in one dashboard. You can invite and approve new partners, give them training, automatically pay people, and track every signup. So they basically have one solution that solves this issue of referral management. They target software companies that want more customers via partners or referrals, startups that want new customers, teams managing affiliates. And a good case study here is Monday.com. They basically helped Monday.com grow partner-driven sales by 200% year on year without adding more people to the team. So this is basically PartnerStack in a nutshell. I want to show you now the list building process. So honestly, a tool that will really help here is Claude. Essentially, what I can do is take this entire block of text. I can put it into Claude and just say, can you give me a full clay.com people filter list, please? And then it will tell me, job titles, fallback persona, company filters, signal enrichment, all of this. So this is very important, the job titles. I can basically take this, go on Clay, click Clay. Under job titles, I can go ahead and paste what I want. So I'm going to go job title, contains, and then I'm going to put the job titles here. I will remove things that look a bit fishy. So like channel, director again, partnerships. The reason I want to do this because I don't want it to pick up things like YouTube channel director or something like that, because that's not relevant, right? So I can remove director. Essentially, I can just filter this further until I get to the point where I feel like, this is fine. For location, I can put United States. I can put Canada. For company attributes, I can see here with Claude, it's basically telling me to target the software industry. So I can do, for example, information technology. I can also do technology, information, and internet. Clay has a bit of a weird filter for this, but yeah, so technology, information, and internet. And then with the job titles, that's basically done. For company sizes, it's telling me to go 50 to 1,000. Basically here, company size, 50 to 1,000. Now, I want to keep in mind that if I'm reaching out to this kind of size, if I'm reaching out to companies in the 50 to 1,000 employee range, I want to make sure that in my job titles, I'm not reaching out to owners or CEOs, because they are very much less likely to respond to this kind of outreach where we are reaching out to enterprise companies. So it's important to have the right kind of job titles here. Once this is done, you can go ahead and click continue and click save to new workbook and table. So once I have my list, I can go ahead and find the email addresses of these people. So I'm going to click add enrichment. You can use a tool called Lead Magic. This is how I usually find my email addresses. So find work email. Basically, I can use this key, person's name, company domain, continue to add fields, and then basically find me the email address. You can see here, Lead Magic was able to find 5 out of the 10 email addresses for the leads available. I can just run this for the remaining list. So I can just go this, run empty rows, and then it's going to find the email addresses. So once I have my list, you can see that all of these email addresses are the ones that Lead Magic was able to find. You can also use something called a waterfall enrichment to find the email addresses it couldn't find. So over here, no email found, no email found. You can use tools like Prospeo, Apollo. There are other tools out there which can find the email addresses that Lead Magic failed to find. But for the sake of this example, I'll just show you what Lead Magic can do. So I'm going to click Tools, Export, Download CSV. I'm going to take this into Million Verifier to go ahead and verify my email addresses. So on Million Verifier, what I can do is basically see if the email addresses are actually verified and I can reach out to those people, because Lead Magic will tell you all of the email addresses are verified, but I found that around 20% of those emails are not actually verified. So what you want to do is click select file, and then it's going to go ahead and verify these email addresses. I only have 45, but just for example. So as we wait for that, I want to show you the campaign building process. So here I am on instantly.ai. You can also use smartlead.ai to go ahead and build these email campaigns. So for instantly, what you want to do is click add new. I'm going to call this like YouTube video 21 June, whatever. Click continue. I'm still waiting for my leads, so I can just leave this for now. For sequences, this is where I'm going to write my script, my email copy. So I can make an entire video about email copywriting and all of this, but I wanted to show you this email here that I essentially came up for Partner Stack. Basic idea of campaigns is that you want to have message market fit. I know that you probably hear this all the time, message market fit, product market fit, but you really want to put yourself in the position of the prospect. If you are receiving a cold email from a complete stranger, what would you need to say in order for that person to respond? So a very important thing to lead with is a case study, especially if you're reaching out to those higher up software companies. Monday.com is a very good case study. So I would just lead with that. Hey, John, we recently helped Monday.com grow partnership-driven sales by 200% year on year using partnership ecosystem platform. Using our tool, they were able to find partners, businesses, and creators who are willing and capable to sell on their behalf. Basically, I'm mentioning what this tool is able to do in a very concise manner. For context, our platform drove $390 million in partnership-driven transactions. Being able to simplify the use case and communicate the use case of your product to the target market in a very simple manner without complicating it. Because the use case for a healthcare company might be very different to a professional services company, like an accounting firm or all of that. So this is what I'm able to do with the copy. Here I am on Million Verifier once again. I can see here that the email addresses have been verified. You can see that only 70% of them were actually verified, so 33 out of the 45 or whatever. So I can basically click download reports, good emails only. I can then go to leads over here, click add leads, click upload CSV, and then I can upload the file. It will ask you to select certain things. So here for company name, I can just select company name, first name, last name, job title, location, website, LinkedIn profile, work email. I will just deselect this for now and click upload all. Now I can actually give this subject line. So common ones are like quick question. You can also make it specific. So like referral partnerships, for example. Just want to make sure that it reads well in the email. This is just an example email you can do. And then you can go ahead and make sure that you have the right sending patterns. So I would usually do like 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern if I'm reaching out to the US people. For options, you want to select the email accounts you're going to use. I can make an entire video about the email accounts you can use, but I just wanted to make this quick rundown of basically how you can launch a campaign. Daily limit, I just put this as much as possible. Time gap between emails, I usually do 7 here and 2 in terms of minimum time and random additional time. I usually have these 2 selected because I don't want instantly to play around with bounce protect and all of this. And then I can go ahead and launch the campaign. I want to also though consider that I need to have an account signature. So I can put the account signature here and then it's going to show my account signature. So that's a very quick and dirty campaign you can build in under 10 minutes. I just wanted to show you, what is possible and how fast you can actually make this happen if you have the right systems in place. And I also wanted to show you the fundamentals of what comes into play when you're building a cold email campaign. So that's pretty much it regarding the video. If you are looking to hire an agency to basically scale your outbound, generate more qualified demos, generate more qualified sales meetings, there is my website below where you can go ahead and book a one-to-one meeting. But apart from that, hope this video is valuable and have a great day.